Hey, I have another new camera to share with you guys. The Canon EOS R. This is Canon's debut full-frame mirrorless camera. Something to keep in mind is similar to the Nikon video I put out a few weeks ago. This is a super pre-production model. I am not allowed to take a picture with it. I'm not allowed to take a video with it, or I at least can't show you guys what I shoot with it. This is going to be first impressions only. I can't wait to share it with you. So let's talk about the body first real quick. Here it is. So right now I have the 24-105 on it. You'll notice we have top LCD. Something that separates this camera from other full-frame mirrorless cameras that are on the market. Full flip-out screen. Vloggers that do this for real are probably gonna absolutely love this camera. This camera also comes equipped with the dual pixel CMOS that Canon is known for, which does fantastic autofocus while in video. And they've also included this really kind of unique touchpad. You can see it there. This is completely assignable to be whatever you want. So something that's really unique about not just this camera, but these lenses, the R series lenses, is that they have a third, what's called a utility ring. So we have our normal zoom, we have our focus dial, and then we also have this third ring right here. Now the thinking behind this is, you know, traditional lenses had a focus ring and an aperture ring, so that dial right here can be assigned to be whatever you want it to be. Someone who's used to kind of that traditional way of adjusting your aperture could make this the aperture dial, this could be the shutter speed dial, and then this could be your ISO dial, and then you have all three working in tandem. This camera does come equipped with one card slot, just one. I would hope that in future models we see more than one. For the record, this camera is not designed to be a pro camera. This camera is also not designed to be a beginner camera. It really sits pretty perfectly above, say, a 6D Mark II and below a 5D Mark IV. Here on the sides, we have a bunch of handy dandy things. We have a microphone port. We also have a headset port. We also have a remote port. But keep in mind, this does have Wi-Fi, so you are able to use the app and trigger the camera with the app. Now this was super smart of Canon, USB-C. You also have mini HDMI out, of course. So something that you will notice about this camera that's a little bit different than we've seen in pretty much all of Canon's current cameras is that there is no mode dial. We have a mode button that if I press it, allows me to cycle through what mode I want to be in. So there's a lot of little things that I think they did really well with this camera, and I want to show you guys my favorite feature. This may come across really just silly, but I think this is so smart. So you turn the camera off, you take the lens off, and the shutter's down. Now here's a pretty crazy number with this camera. You have over 5,000 autofocus points. Technically, that number is 5,655 selectable AF points on this camera. You get nearly 80% horizontal and 100% vertical reach covering this sensor to select your autofocus point. So there's two things about this camera that they are getting a little bit of heat for, one of which is the lack of built-in stabilization. This would be mechanical stabilization. The other would be the 4K video mode having a crop factor. Now keep in mind, these two features go hand in hand. The reason for the crop of the 4K video is so electronic image stabilization can take place on the sensor with that 4K footage. I don't have any of the other lenses to show you right now. Unfortunately, they are traveling the world and they are not here in Austin, Texas. However, I do have two of the adapters. Here is the EF mount to R adapter. This is just the standard adapter, nothing super special about it. The other adapter I have features this awesome utility ring. So remember how on the new lens, we have this ring right here that is assignable to whatever you want it to be. This gives you the same type of feature now on an EF mount lens. Let's see how it works. So even with the adapter, the lens focuses really, really fast. You can absolutely use that back LCD to move your focus point, which is one of my favorite features on most recent cameras. All right, so final thoughts on this camera. First, I just want to say that if you were expecting a professional camera out of Canon for their first go at it, but that's not what Canon was going after this. Very similar to Nikon with their Z6 and Z7. The idea behind this camera is to give support to everyone that is already in the Canon family. Canon has over 130 million lenses out there in the world. I think they have a lot of room to grow with this system, and I know I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself in context to the last video I did, but truthfully both of these companies made a really good first attempt at getting into full frame mirrorless, and I really think that Canon is going to retain a lot of their customers versus having a lot switch over. I think this gives a lot of people who were waiting for Canon to come out with a mirrorless camera that was full frame a reason to stick around, and if not purchase this one, wait and see what they come out with next. We have some more videos in the pipeline coming out super soon, so if you're not subscribed yet and you made it through the end of this video, please hit subscribe because we have a lot of cool stuff planned for you guys. See you soon.